What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of my crazy life. So, yeah, how's everyone doing? Good? Good. It's been pretty cold and snowy here. So that's great. We have a blizzard warning, so we got to bundle up. But in terms of eBay, this is how things are going the last 31 days. Obviously going home for Christmas. Took about a 25% hit across the board, it looks like. It's to be expected. You can see it right here when we did the time away. And let me move this up because I think I'm down here somewhere. You can see traffic's rebounding. Sales are all over the board, but they're rebounding as well. This is when we were gone. So you see we're getting back up there. 9, 9, 8, 10, 10, 13, 15. So we are we're pulling more items out of the store that are bad or under $10. Um, I want to get them out of there. So I'm slowly pulling them out. And I found another way to get rid of them. So we can still make some money off of them, but they won't drag down our main store here as much, hopefully. So just another tweak that we got to do. Um, I could leave them in there, but some of them have been in there over a year and they're just not selling. They're not selling. Like I said, I think it's dragging the store down. So, um, we'll have to turn that around or we'll have to keep implementing that. And I'm only doing like 10 a day. I don't want to shock the algorithm too much. So, um, yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Keep an eye on it. Um, and we'll go from there. It's it's hard because I have 5,300 items in my store, and I see in the Facebook group people who have half or even less than that of what I have selling the same category or categories, and they're making tons of money, a lot more than me. And it's not like they're selling hundreds of items. It's just they're selling better items. And so, quiet phone. We need to get onto that program. Now we've obviously been buying better stuff, and we need to keep doing that. But again, like I said, I don't think I've been doing it long enough, and I think I'm trying to overcome all this bad stuff in my store. So it's a process. It's going to take some time. Trying to remain patient, but it's hard, especially when you see others that are doing so well and they have way less items. So it's definitely a mental game in that aspect. Have to just have to keep focused and not let your emotions dictate how you move forward, which is easier said than done sometimes. Uh, but it's just part of the business, right? It's part of learning how to do this business. You're going to make mistakes and you just have to recover from them. Sometimes it takes a while and you just push on. The good thing is, I feel like I've learned a ton and I feel like we're going in the right direction now, as I've said. So we'll just keep doing this, just keep putting the good items in, getting rid of the old bad items. They are selling too. We're selling probably half of our sales are those lower priced items, which is keeping my profit down, right? Keeps your ASP down. So I wonder if those items weren't there, if I would still have, 10 sales a day, let's say, or 15 sales a day, like I'm getting now. I think we're averaging, here's this month, we're 11 days in, it was just over 10 a day, 10 and a half sales a day. So let's say 5 sales a day are from the items under $10. Well, I wonder if those 5 sales a day would be absorbed by the better priced items. So we do the same amount of work and make a lot more money. Hard to say unless I just ended all those listings, which I'm not going to do because that's, I think, about 1,800 listings. So anyways, yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. We'll have to, keep at it. This number is getting better, or these numbers. See, we're 1.5 and 6.0, but this month we're 1.8 and 6.3. So we are getting better, which means we're getting better items and better titles, that kind of thing. 0.2, 1.8. We're just a little bit better on our conversion rate, which is good. That's what you want to see, right? Here's something we haven't looked at in a while. Our page views divided by our quantity sold, 58.9. And now, survey says 55.7. So just a touch better. Not a ton, but a little bit. Every little bit helps, right? So, first 11 days of January compared to the last 11 days of December, which the store was still on time away for part of this. We're doing better, of course, which is what you would expect. But we have to continue to improve that. So, finding a different way to get rid of these items and getting them off my eBay store and not just donating them. Because even if I got $1 an item, that's still 1,800 bucks. We could put towards better inventory, right? So we're still going to make some money off of them, and we're going to improve our store here. So I said it's going to be a long process, and the mental game is not something that people talk about a lot, and they don't like to think about it, or I don't know. It's almost like a taboo subject, but it's just one of those things that you have to remember that, hey, there is a mental side to this, and you gotta stay on track. That's why you gotta make the goals, gotta have your plan, gotta try to keep your emotions out of it as much as possible, and just do the tasks that you need to do. The finding good items, taking pictures. Well, actually starts prepping them, taking pictures, listing them, launching your drafts every day. All those things. If you just keep doing those, put the mental side of, put the mental stuff aside. And even I need to, like I said, I need to not worry about when I see someone post and they're doing way better and all that. That's just that's just how it is. They're in a different spot than I am, even if they're newer or whatever. They followed the advice better or learned faster or whatnot. I don't know, but again, just spending time in the solds and just learning what to buy. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? Because like I say, even if your processes are super slow, it takes you 8 hours to list 10 items, but each item you're making, you know, 15 bucks on profit. That's not bad, right? You'll get faster. So yeah, that's what we're thinking about. Got the business partner coming. We're gonna build a couple more shelves. Said we're gonna do the inventory. We're gonna combine all the stuff. We're gonna list a bunch of items. We'll probably go to the thrift, get some good stuff. Um, we need to get all of our track stuff together and get that squared away, which it pretty much is, but um, just do some little things like that. So it's going to be a really good 3 days working hard, and I'm excited to see what we're all going to have or what we're going to get accomplished. And so I know today's Thursday. Wednesday I'm supposed to be doing video, but yesterday was just a horrible day. I mean, just about everything that could go wrong went wrong. Um, and it started out with my internet going down. It was just and that just spiraled into all these other problems, and then I had to fix it. And it was actually my router wouldn't put out a Wi-Fi signal. I have no idea why. Um, so just all those little things, one thing add to another. You know how problems are, how they multiply. So, anyways, I didn't have I didn't have the time to put out a video, and so that's why today's is a day late. But we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do another video, and we'll just stay on schedule because YouTube is a lot like eBay. If you don't do videos consistently, you'll see your views drop. Just like if you don't list consistently, you're going to see your views drop. It's just what the algorithm likes. They're very similar in that aspect, which is kind of amazing if you think about it. And that just shows you why it's so important to list every single day, even if it's one item. That consistency, and you'll get there. But again, you got to list good items. I'm a good example of how things can go wrong and then how long it takes to recover from them. And it's taken a while. We ended a lot of listings in July was kind of step one, and now we're in January. So what's that? 6 months, and our sales still aren't back to where they were before we had that huge traffic problem, uh, which I have no idea why that happened in November of 22, still to this day. I'm guessing it was just too many bad items, and I don't know. Now we'll just learn from that, move on, list more good stuff, keep the store rolling, and just steady growth. Soon we'll get to where we list 11 items a day. But and the good thing too is I know all my numbers. I know, how many listings we need to make how much money we need to make, and then how many we're going to need to get to 11 per day, which shouldn't be hard, uh, especially when we start selling these better items. That's the thing that's so hard for me to, I did figure out the numbers, but still it's going to be easy for those numbers to change, meaning sell less items, the better our items get, right? Because you're making more money. So instead of making $5 and selling one item, you can make $10 and sell one item, right? So now you sold one item and made twice as much money, so you got to sell less items. So it can really improve my numbers and make things a heck of a lot easier. Uh, if I'm selling items at, $15 plus rather than, selling some at that price and then having these $5 sales pop off and $8 sales, you don't make much. You make a couple bucks, which that's not even going to go buy one good item. So, but it gets it out of our store, gets some money into our pocket, gets us back on the right track. That's one less item pulling our store down. And I really think that that is true because, excuse me, we have some really good items that should be selling fast, and they're not selling fast because, again, I think those other items are just pulling our store down. So I'm just going to make these improvements slowly, and hopefully in a couple months with all these improvements I'm making, I'm hoping by spring, say March or April, things will really start to turn around and we'll start to see the fruit of our labor. So I don't know, stay tuned for that. But as of right now, we're just grinding away, making those improvements slowly but surely. And it'll show, on pages like this, it'll show if your improvements are doing better, and then you download the listing quality report, right? Which I download that every Friday, and I keep them in a folder on my computer, and then I can go back and look, am I doing better? Am I doing worse in this category, or how are things going? So that's a good barometer on how things are going in your store as well as this page. Again, it's not so much about the impressions. I could have 10 million impressions and still have the same amount of sold. I mean, that's just an impression. Doesn't mean anything really to me. Page views are what's important, and obviously all the other numbers. To see where your traffic's coming, how you're converting, your click-through rate, and then this is pretty much these two pretty much equate how good are your items and how good are your titles. That's really what this is. Are people searching for your items? When you have a lot of crap like me, so if we had 1,800 items, that's like almost a third of our store, about a third of our store, because that's what, 54. Yeah, it's almost exactly. That'd be 5,400 items. So 1,800 would be a third. So we're almost exactly at a third of our store is less than desirable items. You know, the mall brands, like a Gap t-shirt, that's not going to sell for very much. Or, Old Navy or whatever kind of brand. So, anyways, that's enough rambling for today. We're going to end it here, but we'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about some more stuff and, yeah, just keep improving. Just make those small improvements and it'll pay off over time. Gotta keep your emotions in check, remain patient, and that's just as much for me as me saying it to you guys. But hopefully that helps somebody. And yeah, have a good day. We'll see you next time. Take care.